I'm going to be filming my mid-year book Freakout tag thing. I've seen this on YouTube so much at the minute. I remember seeing it a few years ago and I really enjoy watching them, so I thought I would actually take part this year. And yeah, so the first question, I guess, is the best book that you've read so far this year. I would say the best book I've read this year is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I've never read anything by John Green, but as soon as I heard that this book was coming out, I knew that I had to read it. I enjoyed this book so much. I think I'm not a big contemporary person. I never really read contemporary, but I really enjoyed this. I think the mental health aspect was just so refreshing. I've never read anything about mental health in books before that hasn't been really misrepresented, so I was absolutely just blown away by the way that it's represented in this book and how real it is, and the fact that it's not sort of romanticised at all, it's not at all taken out of context, it is completely raw and real, and I really enjoyed that about this book. So I would definitely say this is one of, if not the best book I've read so far this year. Best sequel you've read this year, and I would say not in terms of a sequel because I've not read sequels, I guess, but I would say just the whole Percy Jackson series, in terms that I read the first book last year and then I read the rest of the books this year, so I guess that is what I'm counting for this particular question. I've spoken about Percy Jackson on here before, I don't need to ramble on about it because you've heard it a million times already, but I really enjoy that series. I think it's fantastic and they're definitely the best sort of sequels or the rest of the series that I've read this year. Yeah, I really enjoyed those books. So number 3 is a new release you've not read yet but really want to read, and as soon as I saw this question I knew what I was going to say, and it's Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. I have been waiting to read this book for so long, for such a long time. As soon as I heard it was coming out, I need this book. And it's not available in the UK yet, which is absolutely infuriating, but I'm kind of, part of me wants to order it from Book Depository and get it shipped over here, but part of me is that I should just wait, but I think I am going to end up just buying it on Book Depository because I don't think I can wait much longer. I've seen so many people talking about this book and it's just something that I'm really intrigued by. I'm a massive fan of fantasy, Vikings, and learning about Vikings and things. I'm a reenactor, so it's a huge part of my life. The fact that there's a new YA book like centering around that is just absolutely incredible to me, and I'm so excited for that book, so that's definitely one that I need to get my hands on soon. So the next question is your most anticipated release for the rest of the year, and without a doubt it is the new Map of Days by Ransom Riggs. His Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is another one of my all-time favourite series. I can't get enough of it, and I was so upset when I had the last book in my hands and I was like, this is all we're gonna get. So when I found out that there was a new one coming out, I was just ecstatic, and I cannot wait for October when it comes out. I can't wait, I'm so excited. So many people have been talking about it. I know Jessie the Reader is really excited about it, and it's just an incredible thing that we're getting more from this series because it's such a cool series. It's so unique, it's so different, it's so much fun, and I can't wait. I couldn't pick anything for this one. There aren't any books that I was really disappointed in, so I'm gonna have to leave this one blank, I'm afraid. Number 6 is your biggest surprise. For this one, I'm gonna go with Divergent because obviously I'm so behind on reading this. I'd never read it before and I'm just not a big dystopian person. I haven't read Hunger Games, I haven't read anything like that. It's not something I'm into, but I definitely really enjoyed this, and I was incredibly surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did because, as I said, those types of books just don't usually appeal to me. I did really enjoy it and I wasn't expecting to, so this was definitely a surprise for me this year. So number 7 is favourite new author, and although Alan Hamilton is not a new author to everybody, she is to me. I was actually lucky enough to get all 3 books in the trilogy signed a few months ago, so that was really exciting. She's such a nice person, she's so down to earth, and I just really enjoyed meeting her. And I really enjoy her writing style. I think it's so unique and it's not overly whimsical. I think with a lot of books like this you get such like flowery whimsical writing, and sometimes it's brilliant but sometimes it's just really overpowering, and her writing is not like that at all, but it's still incredible. And I was actually thinking about it today. I can picture scenes from this book in my head still, and I can imagine exactly how I felt reading it, if that makes sense, and there's not many authors that can actually make me feel that way, so I really enjoy her writing and I'm so excited to read the rest of the series. Number 8 is newest fictional crush. I don't really crush on people in books. I know it's a big thing for a lot of people on BookTube, they have fictional crushes and stuff, but it's in terms of books, I never really have that. Like, yeah, I don't really get that, so I'm afraid I can't really tell you guys that at all, but yeah, sorry. So the next question is newest favourite character, and I will say that Amani from Rebel of the Sands is probably one of my newest favourite characters. I enjoy the way that she deals with things, the way that she thinks about things. I think she's such a cool character. She's really badass and she's completely non-apologetic for the way that she reacts to things, and I really enjoy that. But I also like seeing how she deals with sort of the harder things that are happening in the book, and the fact that she deals with it in quite a, it sounds stupid, but a human way. I feel like a lot of characters sort of deal with things and it's like in real life they would never deal with it that way, but definitely I like the fact that it's not like that in this book, and you get to see her deal with all sorts of things in this book that I find really, really interesting, the way that she reacts. She's really funny, she's really strong, powerful character, and I just really enjoy her as a character overall. The book that made you cry, and again I'm going to go with Turtles All the Way Down. I don't really need to talk about this that much because I've already mentioned it in this video, but this definitely did make me cry and it made me really emotional, but in a really good way. I feel I really, really enjoyed the fact that I was so emotional during this book. I think it shows how much of an important book this is and how moving it is, and I think a lot of people cried when they were reading this book. So the next question is a book that made you happy, and I'm going to go with The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I was actually lucky enough to get this signed at the same time that I got Rebel of the Sands signed, and I just really, really enjoyed this book. It made me happy because I've not read a YA book about fairies before and about fae, and I really, really enjoyed that. It's something that I used to love when I was a kid that I'm still really interested in. The writing style, the plot, the characters, everything was just really cool and magical, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this definitely made me happy. Number 12 is your favourite book to movie adaptation that you saw this year. I haven't really got one. I don't really tend to watch films that are based off of books, and if I do, it has to be a book that I'm really, really interested in already. I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings because even though it's been out for absolutely ages, Lord of the Rings is my favourite book series of all time. It's one of my favourite movie series of all time, so I'm going to go with that. I've watched it a few times this year already, so that's my answer. Number 13 is my favourite book review that I've written this year. I've actually privated a few of my book reviews just because I'm not very happy with the way that I used to review books. I'm definitely working on it and trying to make my reviews a bit more professional, I guess, or, you know, a bit better, because I was completely new to it at the beginning of the year and they weren't very good. But if I can find one that I'm kind of happy with, I'll try and link it in the description, but I won't guarantee anything. 14 is the most beautiful book that you've bought this year. I'm going to go with The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes-Gower. I was actually lucky enough to get this signed as well, and I really, really enjoyed meeting this author. I think the way that she spoke about this book was so cool. She clearly is so, so proud of her work, and I mean, it's a whopper of a book. It's not like it would have been an easy book to write. It probably took her forever, but I think this book cover is absolutely stunning. I'm so excited to read this. I am extremely daunted by it because of the size, but it just sounds like such a cool read, and I'm not really a person that reads a lot of adult fiction, so I'm excited. I think this will be fun, and yeah, I mean, this cover is just gorgeous, so yeah. Name a couple of books that you would like to read before the end of the year. As I said, Map of Days by Ransom Rigg, Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. Those are the two sort of main ones I have at the minute. Also, The Kingdom of Little Wounds by Susan Cockle, I believe you pronounce it. It's about a Scandinavian princess. That's all I really know, but I'm so ready for this book. It sounds so cool, and I'm really excited. I saw Hannah from A Clockwork Reads talk about it, and I just think as soon as I heard the word Scandinavian princess, again with my sort of Viking obsession, I was like, Scandinavia, princess, all these things. I was like, I need this book, so I'm super excited for that one. So that's all of the questions for this tag. If any of you haven't done it yet and you want to, I tag you, go do it, and make sure you leave a link in the comments so I can watch your video too. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's probably not as exciting as other people's because a lot of the questions I couldn't answer because I either didn't have an answer or no, I just didn't have an answer. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if there's any other videos you want me to do, any other tags or quizzes or anything like that. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to see future videos. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks for watching, and you'll see me in the next one. Bye guys.